Hello traders, David from Wave Trader. Today I want to show you an example of what I believe to be a counter trend move. Now, I generally don't recommend people taking counter trades, especially if you are new to trading, but it can still be done if you know what to look for. The first thing I want you to know is that you have to understand the system that you're using to trade very well. So for me, since I trade wave tops and wave bottom situations, I look for them in an uptrend or in a downtrend. It doesn't really, I won't say it doesn't matter, but at least if I see that there's a potential there, I will take the trade. So I'm on the Australian US dollar daily chart right now, and price has been in a steady downtrend all this while. So yesterday on the, let me see my calendar here, on the 7th of August, Wednesday, what I saw on the daily chart for the Aussie pair was this defined hammer bar. Okay, you can call it a spinning top, you can call it a hammer. So let me just call it a hammer. I know the price is in a downtrend. I saw it, and I really was deliberating if I should consider something, because usually when you see a reversal candle on a higher time frame like the daily or the weekly going to the time frame just below, you usually see a wave bottom or a wave top situation. So I saw this hammer and I went to the 4-hour chart and I had a look, and I saw, as at the time I looked at it, price was somewhere in this region, and I saw that okay, there could be a possible retracement here. You can see here that this is a steady downtrend. Okay, so I don't really advise you placing this kind of trades, but if you see something like this on a higher time frame, it is possible to still make some profit from the retracement. So going back to the daily chart, I was deliberating on this, but what I now did was I now had a look at the dollar, that's the dollar commodity itself. I can't trade this, but I was looking at it on my MT4 platform here, and as at yesterday I saw these two spinning tops back to back, and I saw that price was being held up by the 55 EMA here. Okay, so I took that to mean that the dollar was going to bounce and go up. Okay, so I went back to the Australian US dollar and I decided that even if this downtrend was going to continue, and I think it will, I believe there's still room for retracement. Okay, possibly up to this level or up to this level, even as high as up to where the 55 EMA is. Okay, so I went to the 1-hour chart. Okay, and I decided to plot my APAC here. Okay, I used here as my number 1 point, this place as my number 2, and you can see here that the MACD had crossed, the EMAs had crossed. Okay, so I had a potential reason to want to buy, even though I was a little bit skeptical about how far price was going to go. Okay, but I decided to just take a chance, so I put in a 1 lot trade yesterday, and I placed my stop somewhere in this region, and you can see where I am right now. So I'm currently in profit of about 22 pips. That's about $220. And even if I've locked my trade now, so that even if the price happens to turn against me and doesn't make it to any of these price targets, it's not a problem, because I'm not going to lose any capital. But I just wanted to show you an example. I wanted to show you an example of a counter trend move. Okay, so you can actually go for counter trend trades if you see them from a higher time frame. So 20 pips in a day is not a bad trade. Okay, however, you have to be very careful. You have to make sure that your stops are tight. Okay, so that if the market were to turn against you suddenly, you will not lose too much. And if you are just learning to trade, please do not attempt counter trend trades for now. Okay, just trade in line with the trend. But having said that, going back to the daily chart, if for any reason at all the market decides to retrace up all the way to probably the third or the fourth target, then I made a good decision. Okay, and because I've locked in my trade right now, I have nothing to fear. But if you go back to the foundation course I gave you in the Zero to Hero ebook, you will realize that whenever you see a very pronounced reversal candlestick like this, then the possibility of price retracing at least for a few days is very much there. So I'd rather take my chances on this trade, and right now my chances proved me right. Okay, so this is just an example of a counter trend. So for those of you who are sharp and who think you can take it, you should practice on your demo account for a while until you begin to understand the basic concept of these reversal situations. Thank you.